Yan, no tayo ano. Ha? Ang cute nun si Kapalondia. Yan si Kalombondia. Kabalondia.
Driving conditions ahead. Janessa, thank you. Over Bob Bridges. Pulling past. It'll count if it goes. Hey! How about that from pocket to end? LaMelo defeats. Today's shot of the day, thanks to the hot hand of Hornets forward Caleb Martin. Miles Bridges heaves the ball the length of the court. LaMelo Ball, you saw him quickly tip it over to Martin, and that floater beat the first quarter buzzer. Charlotte would go on to beat the Rockets pretty bad by 25 points. Leading the news, we could find out what caused the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and 7 other passengers. Federal investigators are set to release their findings to the public today. The crash unleashed worldwide grief for the NBA legend and triggered a wave of lawsuits. Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 other victims were flying from Orange County to Ventura County when their helicopter plunged into Calabasas Hills last year.
A potentially poisonous hack is under investigation in Florida. Authorities say someone gained remote access to the computer system at the water treatment facility in Oldsmar, Florida, which is outside of Tampa. Police say the suspect was able to alter the levels of chemicals and send a burst of lye, which is sodium hydroxide, into the water system.
The hacker changed the sodium hydroxide from about 100 parts per million to 11,100 parts per million. At no time was there a significant adverse effect on the water being treated.
The sheriff's office also said that the public was never in danger, adding that they don't know whether the breach originated from within the United States or outside the country. Wall Street's hot streak rolls on with all 3 major indices hitting new highs. The Dow surged another 237 points yesterday. The S&P and NASDAQ also closed in positive territory. And Bitcoin surged past $46,000 for the first time overnight, up about 10 grand in the last week. Tesla fueled the rally after buying $1.5 billion worth of cryptocurrency. Elon Musk's electric automaker will also announce that it'll accept Bitcoin as a method of payment.
It is almost tax season, but this year there are some changes due to the pandemic that you need to know about. NBC's Jolene Kent joins us now with some tips to help you prepare. Joe, good morning.
Hey, Philip, good morning. You know, the way you file your taxes this year is not just going to affect the way you get your refund, it may also affect how you get that possible third stimulus check. Keisha Jante is already busy preparing her clients' tax returns.
It is a little bit more stressful, I think, this year.
Instead of late January, this year tax season begins on February 12th, and experts recommend filing early.
If you are able to file your return earlier than normal, maybe, you might be able to go ahead and get your refund a little bit sooner so that you can have that cash.
Other benefits, it'll reduce risk of identity theft, especially your social security number. You can budget for what you may owe, avoiding interest payments, and claim stimulus money from last April or December if you qualified and didn't receive in January. What does that mean for your tax return?
So the checks that came out in January are still considered 2020 stimulus payments, and they are going to be included on your 2020 tax return. It's not going to reduce your regular refund that you would have gotten without the stimulus.
Other things to keep in mind, you may be able to file for free. Check your eligibility on irs.gov. Electronic filing combined with direct deposit will help avoid pandemic-related mail delays. And switching to direct deposit could also help you get a possible third stimulus check faster. Now, even though the tax season is compressed starting later this year, the deadline still holds. It's still April 15th, so get your stuff done now. Philip?
All right, useful tips. Joe, thanks.
Good morning.
morning, everyone. We never like to see pink on our radar. That's a freezing rain, and that's going to be the big-time threat for the Oklahoma City all the way into West Virginia. This will be a significant ice event starting later on tonight, all the way into Friday. Guys?
Take heed, Janessa. Thank you.
We have sad news this morning regarding the death of somebody who's so significant here, legendary member of the Motowns, of the Motown Supremes. Mary Wilson co-founded the Supremes as a 15-year-old in Detroit. The group with Diana Ross on lead vocals had 12 #1 singles on Billboard and became one of Motown's most successful acts. Wilson died suddenly last night, according to her publicist, but no cause was given. Mary Wilson was 76 years old.
The nation has paid a steep price to protect the Capitol in the wake of the insurrection. A Pentagon spokesman said yesterday that the continued deployment of National Guard troops at the Capitol will cost an estimated $483 million. More than 5,000 guards will remain in D.C. through mid-March. The Pentagon says that personnel accounts for most of that cost.
Meanwhile, the investigation into the Capitol attack is still underway, with over 200 rioters facing charges for their roles in the siege. NBC's Pete Williams has the details.
Federal prosecutors have now charged 211 people in the assault on the Capitol, accusing some of planning a violent attack well in advance to stop the vote count. They came from 43 states. Men outnumbered women 7-1. At least 20 were military veterans.
There was absolutely a spectrum of support. I mean, in many ways, January 6th was a bug light. It brought extremists from all areas, and they all came with different skill sets.
The FBI says nearly 24 had ties to the Proud Boys had a plan for the raid, helping to lead the crowd in pushing past the outer police barricades, then using a police shield to break a window, the spot where rioters first entered the Capitol. Investigators say members of the Oath Keepers militia group had similar plans and used cell phones as walkie-talkies to coordinate their actions. Prosecutors say some in the crowd were prepared for battle with helmets, tactical gear, and baseball bats. 27 accused.
ka naman. Wala, tapos hindi natatapos. May time suntok si Gago. May pera. Huwag tayo, bitch. Wala. Ah, 80s na ba? Di na.